Welcome back to RGR Football. My name is Daniel Harms, film analyst here, and today is the film review. Finally, we get to the middle part of the week. You guys, this was a tough loss against the Bengals. Let's not make any bones about it because it really was. But this Chiefs team, in my opinion, is still destined to get to the Super Bowl. Okay, they have all the weapons, they have the quarterback, and most importantly, the biggest reason I think they're going to, they have the offensive line. Okay, we did get word that Orlando Brown is expected to play on Saturday, so he's going to be there. They have some requisite depth that they've needed. I think that you're going to probably see Kyle Long and maybe even Prince Teo Winogo in that game at some point. I expect the Chiefs to go up by a lot in the first half and allow some backups to get in to rest the starters, assuming they need, really just taking in the assumption that they might need to rest some guys because you're playing in the wild card week. So really the reason I think that the Super Bowl looms large for them is because they have the thing that they fixed last year. The offensive line has everything that they've been looking for. Not just the multiplicity, not just the versatility, but the ability to play power football. Something they couldn't do for the last couple of years to save their lives. They were a very outside zone, stressed offense. That was pretty much what they did and what they wanted to do well. They wanted to find those natural cutback lanes for some of their speedier guys. Now they have a run game that's almost prerequisite on the power game. Getting some double teams, getting some pullers, they're able to do a much more wide array of things, specifically with having a tight end that can block in Blake Bell that helps alleviate all the issues that they really had last year in the run blocking department. So let's go ahead and get into the film because, like I said, this is going to be one of the biggest reasons that I really believe the Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl. And the offensive line has been anything short of amazing considering what the overhaul that it went through. And while we are going to talk about the offensive line for the most part, I wanted to start off with their first scoring drive, something that I noticed right off the bat as to how they were able to score on that double move, triple move, whatever you call it, from Demarcus Robinson. But this is just, a pretty good job of the offensive line all around, not getting beaten, keeping guys in front of them. And you're going to see why here on this back judge part. But the biggest thing you're going to want to notice here on this play is the Chiefs start off in this trips formation with a bunch on this side. So you got Travis Kelce, Blake Bell, maybe vice versa. I think that might be, yeah, that's Bell. Sorry, this is Bell. So 81 in line. Travis Kelce as your apex bunch man. And then you had Tyreek Hill, who was lined up right here. And they're going to motion Hill out here. And what they're basically going to do is they're going to run Demarcus Robinson on a deep post. And you're going to have, since you have just this single high safety here, you're going to run Tyreek Hill across the face. Just run essentially an over route, a long angle route. And then you're going to have a block from Blake Bell, play action fake from Darrell Williams, who's going to go out to the flat, and eventually Blake Bell's also going to release to the flat. Travis Kelce is going to be coming up and around on a deep over route. So you're basically trying to get everything, clear out this for Travis Kelce. This is the eventual throw. And Patrick Mahomes is going to get out of the pocket and throw the ball downfield to Travis Kelce because, he's in single coverage on a smaller player. So that's all this really is. And they eventually get him up. He realizes Mahomes going out of the pocket, so he goes up the field, and they get the penalty on that. And the reason that I want to show this again is just because, just watch the safety, watch Demarcus Robinson, okay? This is why the Chiefs were able to score on that drive, which we're going to see the play next, okay? Because that safety goes with Tyreek Hill because he always gets open. They did a good job of passing it off to the left side, and this is before Lucas Niang got hurt too, so we're going to see a little bit of the offensive line and why they were able to, right here, be able to keep Patrick Mahomes upright and keep their defenders in front of him, which is the biggest part right here. See, look, this is really good. You watch Trey Smith, okay? Again, hands on the outside a little bit. Not great. Not what you want to see. But he's going to work his way around, okay? And then just take him to the ground. That's a huge part, okay? Got to let Mahomes be Mahomes. And that's one of the ways you can do it is by just not letting guys beat you across your face early. Let him set up in the pocket, look around, and then get to work. I think, again, Andrew Wiley, really, really good in this game. Really good in this game. I think Niang was doing pretty well, too, beforehand against Hendrickson. He was getting beat up field a little bit. But, again, all about adjusting. And now this is going to be the workaround off that. Like 2 or 3 plays later, the Chiefs come right back to that same bunch formation. You guys see what I'm talking about? Blake Bell in line, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Demarcus Robinson. They did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. Okay? This is almost going to be the exact same type of route concept too. Except they're going to add a couple moves from Demarcus Robinson, and they're going to have Kelce not do the wheel route part. He's just going to come across the field here, and they get a touchdown. Okay, this is the in-game ability to adjust that Andy Reid shows. Going to come out, boop 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 boop, and just go there. Mahomes is going to throw that quick. And then you're just having him take the safety with him. Just create this gap, this void in the defense, and get an easy touchdown. You know that you don't have to worry about anybody on this side of the field. They're going to worry about Travis Kelce. Like was a very good understanding of exactly what the Bengals were doing. They saw, look at this linebacker trying to get back. Like, this is the kind of stuff, ooh, that's really bad. This is the kind of stuff that forces a safety to have to overcompensate. Tyreek Hill is going to beat him so bad because he's not getting space enough. And you still have to read the run. You still have to read the run. You have to respect that they're going to run a little bit here and there. And this linebacker gets caught a little bit with that fake, and he just falls over himself. Safety understands that he's got to get across. And then Demarcus Robinson's open for a touchdown. Travis Kelce celebrating. Everyone's having a good time. Like, this is the point of having some of these things. You see when a defense, what a defense brings you. If they give you the exact same look, then you do the exact same thing, and you just have a little bit of a manipulation on it. But they only rush 3 too. They only rush 3, and Mahomes has a clean pocket, touchdown, boom, end of story. That's the kind of adjustments I want to see out of Steve Spagnuolo going forward. So let's just leave it to that. One of the big things that I talked about, like I said, the offensive line. This is the perfect way the Chiefs need to continue playing football. You have to run like this. You have to bring in a fullback. You have to bring in an extra tight end, or just have that tight end come in for Travis Kelce, like you do here. You have Blake Bell as you're blocking tight end attached to the inline here. Okay, Mike Burton, Derek Gore. Let's just run power. Okay, let's just run power. Look at this fit. This is beautiful. Like I watched this and I started to cry a little bit. Like, this is the perfect amount of power. And this is what a running back is looking for, guys. This is what he's looking for. Give me a block down, and then just work these guys over, okay? And then you block down. Basically, just don't let anybody in, okay? Pull Allegretti through. Beautiful execution here. Again, this is what I like to see. We're going to show you right here. This is the torque, okay? Both Trey Smith, you can see his right outside arm here. They're attempting to torque these guys inside, create this gap, let Allegretti pull through, and get Blake Bell on this linebacker, okay? Excuse me. Yeah, so you've got Bell coming to this guy next. Burton is going to just kick out the defensive end here. You're going to have Allegretti coming through, block up this linebacker, and then they're going to create such a nice running lane right there. This is the seam. Nobody can get anywhere. The backside problem, all you got to do is make sure they can't get to the running back. Everything here is perfect. There's nothing anybody can do. There is a wall, a nice little gap. Derek Gore is just going to come out through, find open space. It's gorgeous. Like, this is the kind of running game that the Chiefs can have, and they have had with this offensive line, and using more power run scheme and using more. Look at Allegretti, man. He just comes in, pushes that guy down. That's why I like Nick Allegretti. That's why I liked him last year. I think he's an above average backup, and look at this. Ooh, look at him, just taking him out. Ugh. Unfortunately, Gore wasn't able to finish that play off with a touchdown. It would have been really, really nice. But the power run game, when you can accompany that with the passing game, it's beautiful. It's a work of art, okay? Now there's going to be more runs here, okay? The Chiefs liked to use their 2 tight end sets in this game. You see it again here, up at the top, Travis Kelce and Blake Bell. But what you can do is you can run an RPO off. When you can run on your RPOs, this is one of those things that Ryan and I talked about that Patrick Mahomes could have learned from after the Super Bowl loss last year. There were a lot of RPOs that he could have handed off into more favorable run fits. Like, this is exactly the kind of run fit you want on an RPO. He's reading, but look how you segment the defense. Okay, look how they segment this defense. They make this a funnel. They have you going out here, you going out here. There's attention to Travis Kelce with two different defenders, okay? And you have him, this guy right here is frozen because he's looking at Patrick Mahomes, okay? So you can create this funnel, and when you have a double here and a double here, you invite this linebacker to go, okay? You invite him up. It's perfect. You just let Thuney wash out, and you create a huge cutback lane for Darrell Williams. That's how you have to be able to treat this. And then you have to trust your running back to hit this backup, to hit this cutback lane. So he does. He pushes perfectly, gets outside, and then just, creates a 10-yard gain. And then Nick Allegretti coming in saying, look, I'm going to push you for an extra 5 yards. That is exactly the kind of offensive line play that I want to see. And that's why every time Nick Allegretti comes in a game, you see him motoring down to get extra push. He is a true class teammate on the offensive line, and it really excites me watching him play football. As much as he is a backup, he's the perfect kind of backup to come in and really get you some power. And again, this was done so well, executed so beautifully on that RPO, and you can segment the defense so well and give you more favorable run fits. Like, this is already a favorable run fit. Like, look at this, segmented. They are saying, run the football. Defenses have been saying, run the football, because they have to force less linebacker to come down, okay? And they don't want you to throw it. Teams have been keying on the RPO. This is how you know. You have the way this is set up, you know they're trying to force you to run the ball. You have to be able to do it in situations like this. And the Chiefs finally are able to do that a bit better. Really good job of Darrell Williams pushing that gap and then bouncing it outside. And again, everybody helped finish the play. So beautiful. Loved seeing it. It was great. And again, all of that awesomeness. This one is all about Joe Thuney, because we talked a little bit about how he really had a good game at left tackle, coming in for not just the injured Orlando Brown, but the injured Lucas Niang. Right here, it's all about hand placement, okay? So you're going to see a lot of different techniques here. A little bit of the Hamilton at the end, which is really the key point, but patience. First off, you tack. It's not a 45, it's an attack. He goes out and he waits. He's patient. You can see, look, he's got both hands up. You need to have your hands ready because you don't want to get beat. If you get your hands up, that allows you to defend yourself, okay? Hendrickson is going to now lean in. So this is another really good example of attacking. Just a single hand jab to the chest. He's got his bend on, so it looks like he could either do a bull rush or he's trying to come around the edge. But he knows that he's athletic enough that if he has to drop his hip and knee and get back inside, he can. That's the one thing about Joe Thuney that Orlando Brown does not have as much of. The athleticism to be able to have that reaction athleticism. But again, understanding that Henderson's coming up inside right here, pushes off, but then he stays with him. Feet underneath him. He's a little overextended here, a little bit. Just a little. He's got some. Just a bit overextended, but again, you're going to see his left arm right here at the end, push up right there. This is the Hamilton that, Mitch Schwartz talks all about. This is Hendrickson's arm, so he's just leveraging it up, making so he cannot continue to push him off. But again, all about that it's a beautiful technique. He's got extremely good hand placement. The only thing that gives him some trouble is real true speed to the outside. And you saw that a couple different times on some of these plays. But Thuney did a really, really good job of just executing everything down and making it a funnel. Basically, understand, get your hands ready, be ready for it, and just kind of work with Hendrickson, who's been exceptional this year off the edge. Up them, around the edge, over the middle, underneath, all of it. Very good job with his hand technique. All right, so this is more pass protection. Like, this looks like it's a broken play, right? It looks broken, like it's broken pass protection, but it actually turns out being almost the opposite. The Bengals said before the game they wanted to treat Patrick Mahomes like Lamar Jackson, okay? So they didn't want him getting to the outside. He did get to the outside sometimes, but there was usually free guys that could eventually get there. Like, for example, this guy here is showing on the inside, showing to the outside, so Mahomes, can still run to the outside if he wants to. But you have a stunt on right here which is why this guy comes into this B gap between Smith and Wiley, because he should be coming around here. He instead decides that that's not a good thing to do and comes back around to the outside so Mahomes can't escape. Andrew Wiley does a very good job of reading him and keeping with him right there. Boom. A little bit of a hold, but again, it doesn't really matter that much because you're just reacting. So we're going to see it up close on the offensive line and why this worked out. This is just providing more escape routes. Now Mahomes' pocket presence is there. He's able to read the pocket out. You can see it unfold right here. So he wants to get out to his right, but he's reading this guy too. He sees 94 stop, and he also sees this guy coming in. So he's like, okay, I have this window. But as much as we want to talk about these guys over here, look at this. There ain't nothing coming out of here. They're just walling up these guys. You got 3 guys impacting all over here. Humphrey does a good job of pushing 95 and then into 91. Or 65, 55 maybe into 91. And then, boom, onto the ground. Mahomes gets up and out of the pocket. But yeah, again, watch Creed Humphrey, guys. Finish play. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. And then Mahomes can get up out of the pocket. But again, look at Nick Allegretti running down the field. This dude is like all effort all the time. I love it. I mean, it's so impressive to see this offensive line working. Mahomes is getting better at reading the pocket, and everything is really culminating down for this offensive line to work. Now, this is the very last play that I'm going to show you guys. Again, offensive line play really been the key here, and we focused on a couple guys individually, and this once again is back to Creed Humphrey, the guy who should win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but won't because he's not a skilled position. Just beautiful. Unfortunately, this does get dropped. So sad, so sad. But again, Creed Humphrey picking up that. Oh, man. It makes me happy watching when they pick up stunts like that. Creed Humphrey head on the swivel. Look, he knows exactly where the looper's coming from on this side. Sees it. It's a little bit delayed on this side because they had Kelsey blocking, so it changed the angle dynamic. But he just disposes of that guy into the ground. Like I said, you have Kelsey blocked for a second here, and it changes the angle of this, so he ends up coming out from here. So he doesn't see it. Creed doesn't see it at first. He knows that this guy's coming back around just because of the way that he sees this guy coming through here. It's so much fun to watch the thought process work out. Before he even does anything, he looks at 55 right here. This is the first thing he does to see if he's going to come, okay? And as soon as he realizes he's stepping back, boom, already head snaps to the left. Picks him up and says, good night. Mahomes is able to get out because he's able to read things so well and then delivers this strike downfield, unfortunately, like I said. Should be caught with your hands. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Just so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. And actually, the funny part about this is that if you watch Trey Smith, he ends up taking 2 guys out of the play on one just by kind of being there, trying to finish his block, and takes this guy out at the same time. Kind of funny how that ends up changing things sometimes. But again, we'll talk about drops another time. But offensive line, really, really, really good. They've done a lot of really good things. And again, the biggest finer point that I want to focus on here is being able to run in an RPO look, because the Chiefs have not done that very well. And Patrick needs to understand a little bit better to pull those balls, not to pull those balls all the time, to hand them off. They have to be able to run on the RPO because defenses are just sitting back and basically saying, we're not going to let you throw the RPOs. We saw that a couple different times in this game specifically where he double clutches because it's an RPO and they're sitting on it. If he throws it, it gets picked, or at least it goes nowhere, goes incomplete, or he throws it into the dirt. So he needs to do a better job of kind of realizing some of these run fits. The offensive line's there. They're able to move these guys up front, adding Orlando Brown back to that offensive formation. That offensive line is going to get you more push in the run game, so some of these RPO looks are going to get better. And I think that the addition of Andrew Wiley at right tackle has helped their run game dramatically. Something that I wouldn't have said last year or the year before. He's just been a much better power tackle than I expected him to be, getting more push, and he looks to be settling in more comfortably than we've seen him in the past. So again, offensive line, huge part of why I think they're going to be going back to the Super Bowl this year. They can actually beat any team they want. They can do anything offensively they want to. Everything's culminating right now. They can run the ball effectively. They can throw the ball. Obviously, we know that. So they need to force some of these teams now to come out of their two high shells. And we saw it. Bengals playing one high shell. They beat it, and they just destroyed it with that double move from Demarcus Robinson to having Tyreek Hill take the deep safety over. They can start to do that more with the run game in these RPO looks. Just start punishing them, okay? They really need to start doing that. I think they will. The playoffs are just around the corner. Broncos on Saturday. I think they're going to stomp them. Make sure you guys are tuning in Thursday night tomorrow. Seth, Ryan, Chief in the North. They have the Rogue Head Huddle on Friday. There is going to be a members stream. A members video. My rant will be up at some point, probably in the next couple of days. Make sure you guys, if you're members, you watch that. This is me being myself, the actual person, fan side of it a little bit more, and just the actual personality that I am off of screen most of the time. You guys, make sure that this week, coming into Saturday, you prepare for the Chiefs to be the 2 seed. As much as we want them to be the 1 seed, I think we need to understand that they're probably going to be the 2. They're going to probably play the Chargers next week in the playoffs at home, so that I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.